Hello and welcome back to Evan Ranks, your favorite podcast of 2024 and for the next, 50 years. Who knows how long I keep doing this stuff. But right now it's fun, so welcome back to the podcast. Today's episode is actually a special one. Today marks my 20th episode of Evan Ranks. So round of applause for me doing it that much and you guys listening to me talk for the past 3 months. And we're bringing guest Ollie in here. If you're watching the YouTube video, say hi to Ollie. If not, I guess give him a meow in the car. But yeah, it's a special episode where, like I said, this is going to close out season 1. So we're going to move into another chapter of Evan Ranks. And I think I'm going to try to do some different things. I'm going to keep the rankings, yes, involved, but I'm looking for more partners on the podcast, if you will. So some companions to go back and forth with me on some different rankings. I got one that was supposed to happen today. It did not happen. So I do apologize to my good friend Ryan for canceling this podcast today, but we're going to get it cranked out. It's a good one. Ollie, get your asshole out of the camera, please and thank you. Dude, like literally you could probably see the pink of his butthole, but that's besides the point here. So special episode today brought to you by Walker's Home Services. For any job around the house, whether that be painting, I don't know if he does fencing. I'm sure they could figure it out. I actually myself have built a fence before. If I did it by myself, it probably won't be too good. I did it with Tommy, his dad, and a couple of our other friends. But Hunter and his dad, Walker's Home Services, any job around the house. And I mean any job around the house. Hunter, I actually need a quote for you to come clean out the litter box, if you don't mind. Walker's Home Services, sponsor of the podcast. Let's get into it. Ollie, you're sitting on my notes here, and I kind of need these. All right, shoo, fly, don't bother me. Fast food. This was actually a suggestion from a buddy of mine at CNU. Shout out Cam. Your Steelers did not perform to the standard they needed to, but thank goodness you got a friend like me who's a Ravens fan. You can root for your fellow divisional rival this coming Sunday. But that's besides the point. Thanks, Cam, for the idea of doing the fast food. There's a lot of different options here, so I'm going to try to cover it all. There's so many different moving parts. Like, I think about it, too. In the world that I live in, I sell advertising. So, of course, when I'm watching TV, I pay attention to the ads more often than none. And there's a crap ton of fast food restaurants that do TV ads. So I think when I'm doing this ranking, the TV ads go into factor. Of course, the taste of the food goes into factor. And I'm even going to go to the extent of slogans, like their mission statement, if you will. But we're going to start out with, everybody's going to know this one, McDonald's. McDonald's is honestly, it's a classic. It's something that I think we all grew up on, Happy Meals, getting the little box and the toy in there. And frankly, it's one of the best fast food restaurants for bang for your buck. I mean, it might not be the best flavor, taste, healthy food. I don't know how you want to say that. Might not be the healthiest. But every time you go to McDonald's, you know exactly what you're going to get. You know you're going to get a mediocre burger and some lukewarm or piping hot French fries covered in fucking salt. You can't go wrong with a McBang Gang. I think that's the cool part about McDonald's. They have a menu that has been in place for years now. It has not fucking changed. Yes, your dollar menu is no longer $1, so screw you, McDonald's. But you get a McChicken, you get a McDouble, you put them together, and what does that spell? McGang Bang. And it's the best sandwich on the menu. It's not even on the menu, but for like $6 you can make your own Big Mac and it tastes better. I personally add Big Mac sauce to most everything I get at McDonald's. I think McDonald's is just everybody's kind of go-to. Like most of the time there's not a terribly long line. Most of the time the ice cream machine is broken, big con. But for the most part, you're kind of in and out. You know what you're going to expect. And I'm loving it. Yeah, it's a good saying. Ironically enough, you got to give McDonald's some points too. My brother actually got his first job at McDonald's, climbed that corporate food chain for 2 years. And yeah, he does not work at McDonald's anymore. But, you know, He's got some personal experiences there. He knows how to give the old ice cream machine a little smack of the ass to get it working again. So shout out Dylan for your McDonald's experience. Should have got you on the podcast to talk about how dirty the fucking floors are in there, because I think all fast food restaurants, you don't want to see the kitchen. Moving on, Wendy's. Wendy's is doing really well on the advertising front. I currently have one of their commercials stuck in my head, and I've said it for the past 30 minutes, so I'm going to say it one more time. I do apologize in the other room. Emma Rose, you have to hear this again, but bag boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when we bring your food? Their casting for their ad was perfect. They got some scrawny white dude, a bigger black guy, and like a bunch of like, I don't know, just mismatched characters. Like, I guess they kind of went for the diversity approach and like include as many different gender, races, ethnicities to make it more appealing to the audience. I love that. I think their commercials are perfect. Like I said, bag boys, what you gonna do when we bring your food? Figure it out. But I really don't go to Wendy's too frequently. I think the last time I got Wendy's was when Emma Rose had a weird like Frosty hankering. So she came home after work and brought home Frosties and French fries, and we had that. But I don't eat at Wendy's. As good of a job as they do with their commercials, I mean, shoot, they had what was his name? They do like the March Madness stuff. They like partner Reggie Miller. They have Reggie Miller on there. Like, they do a good job of marketing and advertising. I don't know what their like slogan or positioning statement is. I also don't understand their logo. So they have Raggedy Ann or whatever that ginger bitch's name is, and they the owner's grand. Thank you, Emma Rose. Emma Rose says that their logo is the owner's granddaughter. Well, why? Where is she now? Why don't we use this girl as like a mascot? I don't care if she's old as hell. I think we should use this little girl at like. There's other gingers in the world with freckles that we could use. Why would we not just use some random freckled girl to appear in their commercials? Might as well. You're also like in the camera, like in this little mirror here. Well, that's your fault. Wendy's. I guess what I would get there is like a Baconator. They do have good spicy nugs, and they're pretty cheap, but I'm not going to go out of my way for Wendy's. Emma Rose says they have good salads, but I'm not ordering a fucking salad from a fast food restaurant. I'll just go to Walmart and get one of those bag salads. Those are pretty good. Arby's. We have the meat. Damn right you have the meat. I mean, roast beef, chicken, burgers. I think they have chicken nuggets. They have me and my grandma had a weird like Arby's phase where like we would go grocery shopping. The Food Lion in Forest Lakes has an Arby's right next door. Dude, their Jamocha milkshakes are fire. Great slogan. I'd honestly say Arby's gets bashed on real heavily for their food, but they have good food. I like that. I guess it's like a roast beef and cheese or something like that, or they have like a cordon bleu sandwich. Like, they have a bunch of random stuff on there. And actually, when I was in elementary school, they used to serve breakfast. I don't know if they still do, but their breakfast was fire. I used to get like it was like a cinnamon toast crunch. Is that the cereal? Is that a cereal? Okay, it was cinnamon crunch or cinnamon toast, but it was like a breakfast churro. Really good. That's going to go into the ranking. I really do think Arby's is one of the most underrated fast food establishments. It doesn't get enough love. Like, people give love to Subway. Subway is not fresh food. They literally have a commercial out right now talking about their like made fresh cut meats that they are starting. You're telling me for the past 12 years you haven't had fresh meat? I mean, I knew that based on eating there before, but so you've been lying to the general public for the past 12 years that your meat is fresh cut that day at the establishment. Liars. And it's really not that good. If I want a sub from anywhere, I'm getting Firehouse Subs. I'm sorry, Firehouse Subs is superior. I don't really want to put them in this category because there's a lot. I have a lot of places written down here that I want to talk about, and Firehouse is just superior to all of them. So I'm going to keep that out of there, along with Mission Barbecue. That's fast food barbecue. But for the point of the pod, I think it's unfair to compare that to like a McDonald's or a Wendy's. They're just not on the same level. Taco Bell, Is their slogan just the bell ringing? Gong, 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 right? It's just the ding. But Taco Bell, they have, who's that? Devontae Adams is on there as like a celebrity. Pete Davidson does a bunch with them. Taco Bell, yes, it gives you fiery poops, but Taco Bell has superior fast food compared to McDonald's, Wendy's, Arby's. I love their crunch wraps. Cheesy gordita crunches are really good. They also have those little like cinnamon twirl things. I mean, those are good. Their breakfast is fire as well. I haven't made it out to a Taco Bell breakfast since literally senior year of high school. But I love me some Taco Bell. Actually, in Ruckersville, there's a Taco Bell and a KFC combined, which suits all the needs of obese America. You got fried chicken and shitty Mexican food that's going to make you poop. What else could you need in one location? They even have like a playground up in there. I remember always wanting to stop there and play in the playground, which is a little weird, but let's see here. Dairy Queen. If you eat food at Dairy Queen, you are a psychopath or a sociopath, probably even a murderer. People don't eat food at Dairy Queen. And if you do, you should really reevaluate your life. The only thing I could ever imagine myself getting food from there would be their chili cheese dog. And that's just because sometimes you need a chili cheese dog in your life. And Sheetz is only, a little bit farther away. You got to save some gas money, but I honestly would probably get a hot dog from 7-Eleven before I eat food at Dairy Queen. So, Dairy Queen, you can get the hell out of here. We're going. Yeah, but you can't take ice cream. Like, ice cream's not a regular fast food meal. Sorry, Emma Rose is chiming in, and you can't hear what she says, but I can hear what she says. So, also something to think about is West Coast or like non-national fast food restaurants. I feel like we got the low end of the totem pole here. Like all of the fast food restaurants we have in Virginia, you can go eat at in anywhere around the world. But like you look at In-N-Out, Whataburger, Shake Shack, Jack in a Box, we don't have those. We're not able to experience that. And I think those are higher quality fast food restaurants. I've never eaten there myself, so I'm not one to sort of, I don't know, judge or rank. But let's also talk about their names. Their names are so much better than ours. Like I would much rather go like want to eat at a restaurant or fast food restaurant called Jack in the Box as opposed to fucking Arby's. I don't know how you come up with Arby's, but I don't know what any of those people's like slogans, positioning statements are. I haven't eaten their food, but just something to think about with the East Coast slacking for fast food. Marquise, let me know any California fast food restaurants that absolutely slap, and maybe they could take over one of the rankings. But I personally can't attest to those. Couple more. Burger King. Their Whoppers are pretty decent. They do have really good deals on spicy and regular chicken nuggets, and they're not really that bad. I'm not a big Burger King guy. However, their commercials are also wonderful. They've kind of slowed down a little bit, but like they literally started a worldwide meme with Whopper, 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 Whopper. I mean, they have this catchiest, like, I don't even know what they are now because I haven't been, I guess, seeing their commercials, but they had some catchy little songs and gimmicks. Their food, I wouldn't say it's the best. In college, we got like this like newspaper delivered to our house, and it had a bunch of like coupons in there, and one was like free Whoppers. There's probably like 4 coupons, so me and the boys all went to Burger King and got Whoppers. That was literally the last time I had a Burger King meal. One of our DJs at the radio station has high praises for Burger King, so if he likes it, I guess it can't really be too bad. But lastly, we're going to go into Bojangles and Sonic. I don't feel the need to talk about Chipotle just because Chipotle, in my opinion, sort of like Mission Barbecue and Firehouse Subs. The quality of their food is just so much higher compared to like McDonald's and Burger King that they just can't be on this list. Like Chipotle wins every single day. Firehouse Subs would win every single day. It's just not fair. But Bojangles, it's bow time, man. I love it's bow time saying. I love the NASCAR affiliation with Bojangles. It's just good Southern food, man. It might not be the best. Their bow rounds might smell like BO sometimes. But frankly, if you're looking for some fast chicken, I don't think you can go wrong with Bojangles. They have good breakfast, pretty decent. I used to go fishing with a buddy from high school, like in my neighborhood, and we would always go to Bojangles after we did that. And there was this like one weird woman that worked there, and swear to God, every time we walked up in there, that girl always was like, "I know you. Where do I know you from? Somewhere." She was probably on drugs, but that does prompt some fond memories of Bahongales. I also like that you can play with the word, like their name, Bahongales, instead of Bojangles or Bojangles, but it's bow time, dude. Let's get into these rankings, I guess. On a side note, let's do an honorable mention. I don't know where these locations are, but there was one in Raleigh, and frankly, it was the best fucking biscuit I have ever had in my life. Biscuitville. Biscuitville is superior breakfast to all fast foods. I don't know why you would ever go get a McGriddle or AM Crunchwrap again when you could have these warm, fluffy biscuits from Biscuitville. So shout out Biscuitville. You guys are doing all things right, and I hope you move closer to Charlottesville or Harrisonburg. Ranking wise, I think this. What? Well, you're interrupting the podcast when people can't actually hear you. So either you need to speak up so the podcast can hear you, or you need to politely shh. Okay. What's the fast food restaurant you're talking about? Oh, crap. I really didn't mention Chick-fil-A at all. All right. Well, I feel like Chick-fil-A's an unfair advantage as well because they have fresher ingredients. But, all right. Well, there we go. Chick-fil-A is going to get the number one ranking solely because it's Chick-fil-A. Who doesn't love Chick-fil-A? We actually had it the other day going out to Roanoke for the weekend, and it was really good. I got a chicken, like a number one deluxe, so it had lettuce and cheese, and I usually don't do that, but I've been seeing a bunch of like Chick-fil-A hacks, and I've been wanting to try different things. I love how easy Chick-fil-A's menu is. Like, their principle is literally just chicken. Eat more chicken, not cows or whatever. They used to do a lot of those commercials with the cows. Now they've gone to the testimonial approach, which is just essentially like having someone like myself go on there and talk about how great it is. And I do think it's sort of a heartfelt, like a good heartfelt conversation that they have when they have like I think it might have been like an Army veteran, and he was like, dude, I really needed my Chick-fil-A. I was on deployment for 8 years and they closed, but then they opened up the door. Like, it's a cute little like commercial that they have going on. I also really love the go cheese, go pimento, go chicken, go cheese. That commercial is hilarious. Like, I'm gonna do it again for you. Go, go, go pimento, go cheese, go pimento. Oh. Like, superior. So if I'm going based on commercials, food quality, and overall experience, number one by far is Chick-fil-A. Number two is this is a difficult one. I feel like number two's got to go to McDonald's just because McDonald's is the most consistent out of all of these, and they're frankly always open. I've gone to like a Wendy's before when they're just like randomly closed. Taco Bell sometimes can be a hit or a miss depending on who's making those burritos and tacos in the back. Sometimes it looks like a toddler just like threw some lettuce in a tortilla and gave it to you. But so we're going Chick-fil-A, McDonald's. I'm going to take the unpopular opinion of Arby's at number 3, going Taco Bell at number 4, and then rounding out this list, we're going to put Bahongales at 5. That was an easy podcast, honestly. I think fast food, I did want to try it. Like, I wanted to get something from each menu and try it, but paying for a wedding, we're balling on a budget. I'm also trying to not put on 50 pounds of weight from these shitty fast food restaurants. But yeah, that was a good one, guys. Thanks, Hunter and Walker's Home Services for sponsoring this one. We got a lot of exciting things to look forward to, guys. 2024 is going to be our year. Ryan's going to be on the podcast next. I'm trying to talk into Josh's ear to get Josh on here sooner than later. I really do need either I don't know. Like I think Josh, honestly, if you could come on after Ryan and we could rank Nashville, I think that would be superior. I want to have either you or Dylan on the podcast for the Nashville Experience episode, just because all three of us had a very interesting first night, if you will. But yeah, looking for applications here to come on the podcast. If you guys have any suggestions for me, please let me know. Stranger of the day. Yeah, stranger of the day. So I was actually driving home to this afternoon after work, and I got a negative stranger of the day. And it really, I don't like doing negative strangers of the day. And you guys know this, but I'm driving. So if you're on 81, 2 lanes, of course, 70 miles per hour is the speed limit. And there's a tractor trailer on the right, so in the slow lane, then there's a tractor trailer behind him, and then there's me. And then there's this other guy behind me. He gave me, honestly, a car length behind, so it wasn't like I was being tailgated, but this tractor trailer moves over to pass him, passes him, does not get back over. I try to get over to pass him. There's not enough time to pass him because there's another tractor trailer in front of me. So I slow down. I put my turn signal on early to let the gentleman that was behind me know I'm going to merge back in behind that 18-wheeler. Well, this fucking asshole tries to speed up and not let me in. Why? I was ahead of you before. You weren't going as fast as me. You know I'm going to get behind you. And frankly, if you don't let me in, I'm going to get on your ass. But, I'm trying to merge in there as politely as possible. Literally politely as possible. And I'm inching in. I put my I had my turn signal on. I get over. And next thing you know, I look in my rearview mirror and I just see 2 birds to the wind flicking me off. So what do? I slow down and I gave him the bird and I made him go like fucking 40 miles per hour on 81. So he can lick my balls. He gets the stranger of the day. I hope he loses his driving privileges. And, yeah. That was a good podcast, guys. I'm here for it. I thank you guys for tuning in. It's been an awesome run. 20 episodes. That's a huge milestone. And we're going to move on to season 2, baby. So I will see you all in the next one.